Hello Ninja Warriors, welcome to yet another power packed session, and we are going to discuss top problems from JEE Advanced Vector and 3D Geometry. And if you feel that I'm audible and visible, please let me know in the chat box so that we can quickly proceed with today's session. Okay, all right. Am I audible? Am I visible? Please confirm in the chat box. All right, all right, all right. Yes, 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 yes. I can see comments pouring in. I can see people joining in, and right away like the session and share this session with your fellow JEE Advanced aspirants over here. Okay, so the session is going to be focused clearly on JEE Advanced, and we are going to solve some very good problems from vector and 3D geometry especially. Okay, all right, yes. I can see Triveni, I can see Bhavani, I can see Kamal Kumar. All right, I guess I'm audible and visible. So let us quickly start and dive into the today's session over here. And for all of those who are not aware that who am I? So I am a mathematics expert. You can see my credentials. I have over 10 years of teaching experience in both online and offline. And yes, I'm your mathematics expert. All right, and if you're looking for some JEE Advanced good problems, then this book is for you. Definitely you should buy these books. Okay, physics, chemistry and mathematics. You will find all type of pattern based questions in this particular book. Okay, because JEE Advanced is all about just not about single correct. They ask many questions about multi-select question, that is first thing. Numerical answer type, matrix match also they ask. Okay, so these three books are very amazing books. In fact, I will solve a few problems from this book itself, JEE Advanced Rank Accelerator book. Link is given in the description box, and you can right away click on the link and purchase the book, because most of the time this book is out of stock. So if you find it in stock, please do not wait. Okay, all right. And yeah, so the very first question is from that book itself, Rank Accelerator book. Okay, so this is actually very easy type of question. So in this book you will find easy questions as well, because JEE Advanced also asks some easy question. Yes, the single correct type of question is something which they ask quite easy, right? Some of them are difficult, but some of them are definitely doable and easy. So yes, in Rank Accelerator book you will find all sort of questions, easy type related to JEE Advanced, single correct, multi-select. On the tougher side also you will see some questions. Okay, all right, yes. Okay, so book can solve in how many days, Bhavani is saying. So it's just that book is actually it's not for the like last moment you can solve everything in that, but what you can do is you can just pick some good problems, mark some good problems, some pattern based problems like matrix match, like multi-select problem, single correct problems, right? You don't have to solve each and every problem because you won't be able to solve in last few days. So for that you can just shortlist some problem, do selected problem only. Okay, all right, ma'am, we need more classes. Yes, now we will be regular with our JEE Advanced classes. The next class is going to be on Monday, and on Monday we are going to cover matrices and determinant. So both vector and 3D geometry and matrices and determinant are high weightage topics. Yes, you won't believe that today I am here with some amazing 2023 problems, and in 2023 year itself there were so many problems from alone vector and 3D geometry, right? So let us just quickly solve this. Now the very first question, let's start the question on a easy front upfront, right? So this question is not at all that difficult, but gradually as we proceed, the questions will be more on the difficult side. I hope that you are aware about this. Okay, all right. Now two lines whose equations are given to us. This is line number 1. This is your line number 1. And this is your line number 2. I hope two lines are visible to you. And they are saying that line lies in the same plane. Line lies in the same plane. So over here, this is plane number 1. Okay. And both the lines are actually lying in that particular plane, just like this. Maybe they are intersecting, maybe they are parallel, maybe they are, so they are not skew because they are coplanar lines. Okay, so the term comes out to be these two lines are coplanar line, my dear students. Now coplanar line, if two lines are coplanar, then there is some condition involved, right? The determinant related to these two lines is 0. So for coplanar lines, what we do is we do this x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. And we have a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2, and we have to make it equal to 0. Let's start. Okay. So over here you can see that x2 is 3 and x1 is 2. So 3 minus 2. Okay. And then 2 minus 3 is minus 1. And then 1 minus 2 is again minus 1. Okay. So 1 minus 1 is your first row clearly. Now row number 2 and row number 3. So A1, B1, C1 is direction ratios of that particular line. 2, 3 lambda. And over here 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. And this will be equals to 0. So you just need to solve it. Did anyone solve this particular question before me? Please let me know the value of lambda at least in the chat box. Okay. Yes. So let us solve. Let us quickly solve it. Okay. So now 1. 3 3s are 9 minus 2 lambda. 9 minus 2 lambda. And this is going to be plus 1 because minus sign will be there in this particular element. So minus minus plus 1. And you are having 3 2s are 6 minus 3 lambda. Okay. And last but not the least, we are having minus 1. This is 4 minus 9. So minus 1, 4 minus 9 is minus 5. And this is going to be equal to 0. Yes. So this is going to be 9 plus 6, which is 15 minus 5 is 10. And that is equals to what? 5 lambda. So lambda is actually coming out. Sorry, this is going to be 20. 9 plus 6, 15 plus 5. So 20 is equals to 5 lambda. So lambda is coming out as 4. Okay. Now what they are asking is the value of sine inverse sine 4. Till now the question was actually not that difficult. This type of questions we see in JEE mains as well. But sine inverse sine 4. So combining two chapters is the USP of JEE Advanced. Yes. So even if you know 3D geometry very well, you should be aware about the inverse trigonometry as well. If you are only aware about 3D geometry and if you don't know basics of inverse trigonometry, you won't be able to solve this particular problem, right? That's how the question is actually same. So what JEE Advanced does is usually they combine two JEE main problems together to increase the difficulty level. Okay. So these are actually two different problems from JEE main, if you realize. Okay. So some people are not aware about ITF, but if they are aware about 3D geometry, they will fail in this question. If some people know inverse trigonometry, but they are not prepared about 3D geometry, they will again fail in this question. So that's how the nature of this JEE Advanced examination is. Okay. Sine inverse sine 4. Now sine inverse sine 4 is not 4. Please understand. 4 is not the answer. Some of you are giving 4 as the answer. So sine 4. So this 4 actually lies where? So if I talk about this, so this is 0. Pi by 2 is 1.57 approximately. And pi is 3.14. So clearly 4 lies in third quadrant. So in third quadrant sine is negative. Okay. So sine inverse output should be exactly negative. Right. Sine inverse negative quantity is what? Negative, because you know third quadrant sine is negative. So that's why we are looking for the negative number. So that is going to be pi minus 4 as the answer. Not 4 minus pi. Pi minus 4, option D as the absolutely right answer. Okay. All right. I hope that this is clear. Clear? Shall we move on to the next problem? Are we ready for the next problem? Please confirm in the chat box. All right. Yes. Next problem. Next problem is actually, so yeah. Next problem is from JEE Advanced 2017. Actually, it is again not a very difficult problem. So I have created session in such a way that you should be able to realize that there are some easy problems as well and there are some difficult problems as well. JEE Advanced is not that difficult, right? It's all in our brain. Of course, there are some problems which are way more difficult out of our league, but we have to ignore them. We don't have to attempt the complete paper. We have to choose such beautiful, small, little questions out of the paper. And if you are bang on in this process, if you understand the idea of question selection, then you will perform better in your JEE Advanced examination, even if you have covered very little things. Okay. So yes, that's the agenda. All right, now the equation of the plane passing through the point 1, 1, 1 and perpendicular to these two planes. Okay, so you know how to write the equation of plane, right? We have learnt this in additional topics wala session. So first of all, to write equation of a plane, I have to know first of all, so for a plane, I need two things. A point and its normal vector. Point is already given 1, 1, 1. So that can be written by x minus 1 and y minus 1 and z minus 1, right? So this is a plus b plus c is equals to 0. Normal vector is ai cap plus b j cap plus c k cap, right? We need a, b and c to put it over here. Okay. So now another information they are giving is that my plane is perpendicular to two given planes. Please note that point. If your plane is perpendicular to two planes, so to get the normal vector of your plane, you have to take cross product of these two vectors. Okay. So cross product, yes. So n vector is nothing but n1 cross n2. What is n? Normal vector of plane P. What is n1? Normal vector of P1. Normal of P1. And this is normal vector of plane number 2. Right? So if your plane is perpendicular to two given planes, to find normal vector, you just have to make the cross product out of these two things. Okay? So cross product is actually not that difficult. Right? Let us do the cross product. Where to do? So here we can do the cross product. Okay, so cross product is actually not very difficult. I, j, k, 2, 1 minus 2, 3 minus 6 and 2. Let us quickly do that. Okay. Values correct. 2, 1 minus 2, 3 minus 6 and minus 2. Yes. Please always in JEE Advanced always cross check things. Okay. Because you must be having some time in this. In JEE means you are always in rush. But in JEE Advanced, you can just slow down because the getting correct answer is very important. Now, this is going to be minus 2 and minus 12. So, this is going to be minus 14, right? This is going to be minus 2 plus 6 with a negative sign. Minus 2 plus 6 is 4 with a negative sign. This is going to be minus 4. And the C will be what? Minus 12. Minus 3, this is minus 15. So, minus 14, minus 4, minus 15, okay? Or we can say that if I multiply negative sign throughout, so I'm going to get, or we can take common as well. So, 14, 4 and 15. 14, 4 and, have I done anything wrong? Let me check. So, this is going to be, okay. So, 6 2s are 12, okay. 2 2s are minus 4 and okay, so this is going to be 2 2s are minus 4 and yeah, so this is going to be 2. So correct answer will be 14. So plus 14 plus 2 plus 15, which is we can literally see in option A. Option B is wrong. Option C is also wrong. Option D is also wrong. You know why? Because the normal vector is coming out as either minus 14, minus 2, minus 15 or 14 to 15. So either all three are negative or all three are positive, and clearly 1, 1, is satisfying in option A. So option A is absolutely right. Getting this confidence? Okay. Can we solve in Cartesian form? So this is Cartesian form only, right? You must be wondering, I have written A I cap, B cap, J cap. Just do not write it. A comma B comma C you write. Okay. All right. Yes. Second question done nicely. Shall we move on to the next problem? And now we have to increase the difficulty level. Why? Because two questions, the beginning two questions were single correct. And now guess what? Guess what is the pattern of next question? What is the pattern of next question? Okay. So the pattern of next question is matrix type. Yes, matrix type. Are we ready? How many of you think that if I get matrix match type question, I won't be able to solve it? It is very difficult. It is very overwhelming because they write so many things, so many sentences, and then so many questions on the left and right side. Okay. Okay. But I am here to tell you that there are some matrix type questions as well, which are not that difficult. Okay, there are some which are difficult that we will be seeing, that also we will be seeing. We'll be seeing difficult questions also. Do not worry, because some people write, ma'am, you only took easy questions. But you don't understand that I take difficult questions too. After that, you will be seeing a difficult question. Okay. All right. So this question says that let L1 and L2 be the lines R1 and R2. Okay. So two lines are given to you. Okay. So first line, if I see first line, so lambda times this, that means this first line is passing through origin 0, 0, 0 clearly, and this is the direction of the very first line. Is that clear? Yes. This is the first line. And line number 2, can you see that this is passing through 0, 1, minus 1, and this is the direction of this line. Okay, you know how to extract information of any equation of line in vector form, right? So this is two lines given in vector form. So we can extract the point on that line and direction of that line, point on the second line and direction on the second line. Till now, only this much question I have understood. Now next statement. So you understand how I read question very carefully. In JEE Advanced, you have to read question extremely carefully, like one sentence, and you just start deriving meaning from that sentence. Okay. So reading part is very important. Then let X be set of all planes H, all the planes H that contain the line L1. The second statement is trying to say that all the planes are called as H. Okay, all the planes are called as H, which is containing this particular line L1. Okay, so basically, and X is set of those planes. Okay, now DH, what is DH? DH denotes the smallest possible distance between points of L2 and H. Okay, so basically this is smallest distance between line number 2 and the plane H. Okay, so they are talking about distance between a plane and a line. Okay, we need to keep that in mind. They are talking about distance between line and a plane. Okay, so let us just decode it till here. Let us not move ahead. Let us not start reading, because distance between line and a plane, you understand, if this is a line, this is a plane. So there are two cases. There are two cases actually. If I talk about the interaction of a line and a plane, case number 1, case number 2. So basically the two cases are like this, that the first case you can clearly see that plane and line are parallel to each other. When plane and line are parallel to each other, so we will be able to see the distance, some distance, right? The distance won't be 0 over here. But if plane and line are intersecting each other, and you know what, this DH is what? Smallest distance. Okay, so if plane and line intersect each other, so smallest distance will be 0. So in that case, distance will become 0. And there is third case also where the plane is containing that particular line. Again, the distance will be 0. So in that case, and if plane is containing in the line, then also your distance will be 0. So second and third case are same, right? Okay, so we have got 3 cases. Now let us just read the last line. Let H0 be the plane. So there is a specific plane H0 which is containing this particular line L1, and DH0 they are saying is the maximum value of DH. Okay. So DH0 is the maximum value of DH. Please understand, they are talking about two things. They are talking about DH denotes the smallest possible distance, and dh naught denotes the maximum value of this. Okay. All right, so basically this is the perpendicular distance they are talking about, because perpendicular distance is shortest, but that perpendicular distance we have to set in such a way that the plane and the line are at the maximum distance. So you have seen all three cases over here, that a plane and the line interacts in three manner. Okay, right? So they are talking about distance between this particular line L2 and a plane H0. Line L2 is fixed. Now plane H2, you have to arrange the plane in such a way that distance between line and the plane is maximum. In these two cases, you can clearly see that distance is 0. So the maximum possible distance is possible only when so this maximum is only possible when your H0 plane becomes parallel to line L2. Yes. Now this is it. If you understood this fact, if you understood this, if you have decoded this, then this question is a cakewalk for you, my dear student. Okay. All right. Are you getting my point? Why I want this to be parallel? Because once the line L2 is fixed, definitely L2 is fixed. So L2 is passing through 0, 1, -1, and L2 is parallel to I cap plus 0 j cap plus k cap. And my plane should be parallel to it. This is my H0. Okay. So I am looking for an equation of a plane which is containing this particular line, which is passing through 0, 0, 0 and is parallel to 1, 1, 1. So my plane which is containing this particular line but is parallel to this line. Okay. All right. So what did we understand? That my plane is parallel to line 1 as well. H0, can you understand? H0 is parallel to L1, and along with that H0 is clearly parallel to L2, because if a plane is containing that line, plane and line are obviously parallel. Okay. Or you can say that the normal vector of the plane is perpendicular, or you can say that in other words, can I say one thing, that normal vector of my plane is perpendicular to line 1 and line 2 both. Any vector perpendicular to two given vectors, please, this statement is extremely crucial, critical. Any vector perpendicular to two given vectors is what? Is given by cross product between two of them, right? So basically your plane H0 is passing through 0, 0, 0 and whose normal vector is given by taking cross product of line number 1 and line number 2. Let us do that. Okay. So 0, 0, 0 is the point my plane is passing through, x minus y minus 0, z minus 0 is equals to 0. And now if I just take cross product, so 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. So I cap, j cap, k cap, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. So this is going to be 0 minus 1. So minus 1. And this is going to be 1 minus 1, 0. And this is going to be 1. Oops, ye kya ho gaya? Cross 1. Ha. So basically this is going to be minus 1. This is going to be plus 0. This is going to be plus 1 is equals to 0. This is the equation of your plane H0, my dear students. H0. You have got H0, right? So minus 1x, this is gone, and plus z is equals to 0. So here H0 is very simple. X minus z is nothing but 0. That's it. So now you have got your plane. You have both the lines. Now they are talking about the various things they are talking about H0. So the value of dH0 is what they are looking for. What is dH0? dH0 is nothing but the distance between line number 2 and your plane. Line number 2 and your plane. So your line number 2 is actually passing through 0, 1, minus 1. This is line 2 passing through 0, 1, minus 1. And this is your plane which is parallel to this line, x minus z is equals to 0. Can you just not figure out the distance between this point and this plane? right? So let us assume this is P and this is M. So PM distance will be equal to what? So this is first part. PM distance will be equal to, you have to plug in this point in this plane, right? So 0, 1 is gone and minus 1. So 1 upon root 2, correct? 1 by root 2. So P is matching with 5. So P is matching with 5. Okay, right? This is first thing over here. The second part they are asking, the distance of the point this from H0. Now this is actually very easy. Very easy. This is your plane, right? So you are talking about the second part. This is your point 0, 1, 2 and this is your plane. So just put this point in this plane. So 0 into 0, if you put in the place of x, this 0, y is anyway 0. So minus 2 upon root 2 ka mod is your distance. So this is going to be actually root 2. So Q is actually having root 2 as the answer. So Q is having root 2. So Q is having 4. Okay, Q is having 4 over here. Okay, all right. What is the next problem? Next problem is the distance of origin from H0. Now this is very easy. So distance of origin from this plane, right? Third part. Third part is not that difficult. So you just have to plug in the origin in this. So origin, x minus z is equals to 0. This plane passes through origin, my dear students. This plane passes through origin. Passes through origin. If any plane which is passing through origin, distance between origin and that plane would be obviously 0. So R is clearly matching with 3. And last but not the least, distance of origin from the point of intersection of this. Okay. So basically, distance of origin from some point which is satisfying this condition. Okay. So basically, y is equals to z, x equals to 1, right? So fourth point. So you know that x minus z is equals to 0 is the equation of plane, and intersection of this with y is equals to z and x equals to 1. We need to solve these three things together. When x is equals to 1, if you put x equals to 1 in this plane, what do you get is z also 1. So z is also 1. And if z is 1, y is also 1. And x is also 1. So basically, you are looking for distance of origin from point 1, 1, 1 distance. Distance between these 2 points, that's all. So this is going to be square root of 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square root 3. That means s is matching with root 3. So s is matching with 1. S is matching with clearly 1. Now P5, Q4, R3, S1. P5, Q4, R3, S1. Okay. Option B is absolutely right. Yes, yes, yes. Clear? All right. Okay. I hope that this is clear. Easy question. What would you say? This is alpha of the matrix questions. Alpha question from the matrix type question. I have never thought that we can get a alpha question out of matrix. JEE Advanced, maybe we can find our alpha. Let's find alpha questions in JEE Advanced examination. That's the agenda. Okay. All right. And we have to just keep on increasing the level alpha, alpha plus, alpha plus plus plus. That's it. That's all we have to do in JEE Advanced. Okay. All right. So yes, now let us move on to the next problem, my dear students. Next problem. Next problem. Okay. So the next problem says that the position vector of points P, Q, R and S are given to you. This is your P, Q, R and S. All right. Which of the following statements is true? Okay. Which of the following statements is true? Minded, this is single correct. So let me just tell you that this is single correct, and this was there in JEE Advanced 2023. Right? This was also there in JEE Advanced 2023, and did you notice this was also from JEE Advanced 2023? Direct question from JEE Advanced 2023 I am taking. Okay. All right. Clear? Yes. So now we are having a question from JEE Advanced 2023 which says position vectors of these 4 points are given. Then which of the following? So one by one we need to just check all the options. Option A is saying the points P, Q, R and S are not coplanar. Please understand which of the following is true. We are looking for the true statements. So if these P, Q, R, S are non-coplanar, then determinant formed by the condition of coplanarity. What is condition of coplanar points? Condition when 4 points are coplanar is that determinant formed is equals to 0. Right? So coplanar condition would be x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. Then you have x3 minus x1, y3 minus y1, z3 minus z1. Then you have x4 minus x1, y3 minus y1, z3 minus z1. Okay, so this determinant is coming out to be 0. Okay, all right, this determinant is 0, then the points are coplanar. But if determinant is non-zero, then points will be non-coplanar. So if the determinant is non-zero, then A option will be true. If determinant is non-zero, then A option will be true. Okay, if it is non-zero, so we'll tick the option A. Please understand, please make things very clear in your head. It might be a little bit confusing for some people. Okay, now x2 minus x1, so this is x1, y1, z1, this is x2, y2, z2 and so on, x3, y3, z3, x4, y4. Okay, so now x2 minus x1, so 3 minus 1, 2, then 6 minus 2, 4, 3 minus, so this is 8. x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. Now x3 minus x1. So 17 by 15 minus 1 is 12 by 5. 16 by 5 minus 2. 16 by 5 minus 2 is 6 by 5. And you have 7 minus 5 as 12. x3 minus x1, y3 minus y1, z3 minus z1. And last you have, okay, x4 minus. So x4 minus x1, 2 minus 1, 1. Then we have 1 minus 2 minus 1. Then we have this one. So this is 6. Okay, 6. Now this is non-zero. Okay, this is non-zero. Okay. All right. Clear. Now this is going to be 2. 6 6 are 36 by 5 plus 12. Okay. 6 6 are 36 by 5 plus 12. Correct किया ना? 1 minus 1. Yes. So this is going to be twice of 5 2s are 12, 66 or 96 by 5. Minus 4 times we are going to have 12 6 are 72 by 5 minus 12. Then we have plus 8. So we have minus 12 by 5, minus 6 by 5. So this is going to be minus 18 by 5. Okay. So this is going to be 2 multiply 96 by 5. Minus 4 times, this is going to be 60. So 72 minus 60 is 12. So 4 times 12 by 5 and minus 18 into 8. So 144 by 5. So this is 48 and 144. 48 and 144. So can you see this is actually 192 by 5? And minus 48 by 5 minus 144 by 5. So this is actually 192 by 5. So if you solve it, this is going to be 0. What does that mean? That these points are coplanar points. So option A is not true. Option A is incorrect. Okay, so we have done so much of work, right? But then option only we have arrived at only option A is incorrect. We still have long way to go. Right, so the question is not that difficult. The concepts are not that difficult. Only 4 points are given. Can you see? JEE Advanced 2023, doable question at all. Right, but the question will take some time because you have to rule out all the options. You might get lucky in such questions where A option is correct or B option is correct. But what if only C option is correct? Okay, so we have to check all the options one by one. Now what they are saying is B plus 2D by 3 is the position vector of point which divides PR internally in the ratio of 5 by 4. So we need to check. What we need to check is that PR. So basically, we have P, we have R. What is P? 1, 2, minus 5. What is R? 3, 6 and 3. Okay. And we are having this B plus 2D by 3. And we need to check whether this point, let us assume this as, no, S we can't take, capital X we can take. Okay, capital X. Let us assume this point as capital X. So the capital X, the value of capital X should be what? B plus 2D by 3. B plus 2D by 3. So can we just calculate this? Rather than calculating the point, what we can do is we can just calculate this. B plus 2D by 3. So this is actually going to be B. So B is what? 3, 6, 3 plus 2D. So 2 2s are 4. 4, 2, 2. 4, 2, 2 by 3. So this is going to be 7 by 3 and 8 by 3 and 5 by 3. Okay. So this is 7 by 3, 8 by 3 and 5 by 3. Please understand what I'm trying to do over here. Rather than using 5 and 4 and calculating all the points, it will take a lot of time because I need to check the x coordinate, y coordinate and z coordinate as well. What I'll be doing is I'll be actually calculating the ratio. And if the ratio is 5 by 4, then it is fine. So it is very easy to calculate ratio by using only single coordinate, right? So only using x coordinate, lambda will be there. So this is going to be lambda times 3. So 3 lambda clearly. Lambda times 3 plus 1 times 1. Right? So lambda times 3 plus 1 times 1 is going to give you what? 7 by 3. Okay. Sorry. P and R. This is P and R. Correct kiya na maine? Correct. 3 lambda plus 1. So 3 lambda plus 1 is going to get me 7 by 3. So lambda will be what? Tell me. The value of lambda will be what? 7 by 3 minus 1. This is 3 lambda. 3, so 4 by 3. Correct kiya hai kya? Position vector of P, Q, R, S. Okay, so this is going to be 7 minus 3, 4 by 3. 4 by 3 is equals to 3 lambda. Okay. Have I done anything wrong over here? It is wrong. You were saying R is wrong. Okay. R. Oh, sorry. Okay. R is 17 by 5. So sorry. I have taken, yes. Thank you. So R is not this. R is what? This. 17 by 5, 16 by 5, 7. 17 by 5, 16 by 5 and 7. Yes. So now we need to calculate the value of lambda rather than, you understood my point. The whole point was to not to calculate the all 3 points and then compare, but rather just use one thing. Okay, so lambda, so 17 by 5 times lambda and 1 times, so plus 1 is going to give you 7 by 3. So 17 by 5 lambda is going to give you 4 by 3. So clearly the lambda value upon lambda plus 1. The formula of section formula I am going to apply upon lambda plus 1. Yes. So mx1. So basically mx1 lambda times 17 by 5, 1 times 1 upon lambda plus 1 will give you 7 by 3. Now you just calculate the value of lambda. So 17 lambda by 5 plus 1 will give you 7 by 3 lambda plus 7 by 3. And this is going to give me, if I just shift these 2 points together, so this is going to give me 51 lambda minus 35. 51 minus 35. Okay. So yes, 51 minus 35. 51 lambda minus 35 lambda upon 15 is going to give you, let me do the calculation over here, which is going to give you 7 by 3 minus 1, that is 4 by 3. Yes. So 11, so this is going to be 16 lambda by 15 is equals to 4 by 3, 3 5s and 4 4s. So lambda is coming out as 5 by 4, my dear students. That means option B is absolutely right. Option B is absolutely right. Okay. So what did you do? What did you just do? You just checked that whether this is dividing PR in the ratio 5:4 or not. And that was dividing. So that's why option B is absolutely right. And if option B is right, I told you this is a single correct question. You don't have to check C. You don't have to check D. Your hustle is going to stop right over here. So this is not at all a difficult question. Okay. All right. Yes. Clear? Okay. And we are having a last question of the day. Yes. Last question, and this is again from JEE Advanced 2023. Okay, is it a last question? Let me check. Yeah, last question. Very good question. You have to just keep your brains quite open, right, to understand this question. So it is, I believe, the difficult question from JEE Advanced 2023. Yes, the difficult question from JEE Advanced 2023. Let me just minimize it. Okay. So we need to understand this visual. So in this question, what requires is number one, visualization. Number two, the sentence dots should get connected. The sentence decode you have to do. The basic knowledge of vector and 3D geometry, you must know the basic properties, and along with that some calculations are also involved. So it is actually a combination of all those things. A student should be good in the visualization, in the properties, in the concepts, in the basic fundamentals of vectors, along with calculations. So that's why the question is actually difficult, right? Difficult to solve. But once you understand, I will highly recommend, if you you have to solve this particular question again without watching the solution. Okay, right after this session. Okay. All right. So yes. Yes. Let P be the plane. So this is your plane, and let S is this vector, which is, by the way, a unit vector. Okay, slowly we will read the question to understand. P is a plane. Okay, plane is given, and there is a set of all the vectors, alpha I cap, beta j cap, gamma k cap, whose magnitude is 1. That means S is set of all the vectors which are actually unit vectors, and the distance of alpha comma beta comma gamma from the plane is 7/2. Till here, please understand what is happening over here. So we have a plane. Okay, this is my plane. Clear? Which is root 3x plus 2y plus 3z is equals to 16. Right? And we are having actually a set of unit vectors whose distance from this plane is 7/2. Okay, so basically what they are saying is that distance of all the points alpha comma beta comma gamma is 7/2. Okay, all right. So whenever we calculate distance between a point and a plane, so that is going to give me the perpendicular distance. So that means I am having a parallel plane over here. Please understand, we are actually having a parallel plane, and this alpha comma beta comma gamma, multiple points, unit vectors. Can you see alpha comma beta comma gamma? There can be so many numbers are lying in that plane, and this plane is actually at 7/2 unit distance away. Okay, so distance between plane, if I talk about, is 7/2. Did you understood this till here? Till here, I hope the question is clear. Till here the question is clear. Okay, first half of the question is clear. All right, yes ma'am. Let us move on to the next part, next portion. Now let U, V and W be 3 distinct vectors in S. Okay, so U, V and W is actually sitting inside this set S. So that means what? That U, V and W, all three are definitely unit vectors, correct? Which are at a distance 7/2 from the given plane. So that means U, V and W, if I talk about U, V and W, alright, all three are unit vectors, okay? All three are unit vectors over here. So these are the 3 points. Can you see 3 points are lying U, V and W? Let me mark this as U vector, then we have V vector, then we have W vector. Okay, so let us say this is A, this is B, this is C. So till here the things are still clear. Okay, one by one we will slowly understand this question, okay, because we know that this is actually not a very easy question. Okay, now what they are saying further is U minus V. Now can you see U minus V? U minus V actually is AB. What is AB vector? AB vector, if I talk about AB vector, if U and V are 2 points, so if I talk about AB vector is what? Position vector of B minus position vector of A. So this U minus V vector is nothing but length of AB, and V minus W is length of BC, and this is CA. Okay, so magnitude of AB, BC and CA are equal. What does that mean? That this is an equilateral triangle. Oh, equilateral triangle. Okay, UVW. So ABC forms an equilateral triangle where AB is what? U minus V, V minus W, W minus U, other sides. And what is the position vectors? The vertices UVW. Okay, gradually let V be the volume of the parallelopiped determined by these 3 vectors. Then we are figuring out 80 by root 3 V. Okay, all right. So what we will do right now is, in the end, what we are looking for is volume of parallelopiped formed by 3 vectors U, V, W is nothing but V, which is box of U, V, W. How to calculate? So always to calculate box there are 2 ways. One is the traditional way where you just figure out U dot V cross W, right? And another way is using this property wherein UVW square, that is your V square, is nothing but determinant. We have studied this property, by the way. So this is U dot U, V dot V, U dot U, U dot V, U dot W. Yes. U dot U, U dot V, U dot W. Then V dot U, V dot V, V dot W. Then we have W dot U, W dot V, W dot W. Right? This is your volume square. Please understand, this is your volume square. Okay. And one more thing, can you see U, V and W are unit vectors? So can I say that U dot U will be 1? This is also 1. This is also 1. All 3 are unit vectors. Okay. All right. And one more thing, if I just square and add all the 3 terms, if I just use it, square and add, just square right away. So if I square this, what I'm going to get is U square plus V square minus 2 minus 2 U dot V, which is equals to V square plus W square minus 2 U W dot V. And next we have plus W square is equals to W square plus U square minus 2 W dot U. Right? Okay. So what does that mean? U and V are unit vectors. So can you see, if I just combine, if you only see these 2 things, U square, V square, U square, V square, gone because they are unit vectors. So clearly U dot V is equals to W dot V. So U dot V is equals to W dot V is equals to W dot U. All 3 are equal. Let us assume that this is X, right? This is X. Or you can say that if these are like unit vectors, you can just write this is cos alpha is equals to cos beta is equals to cos gamma, right? So let us just, so basically the dot product is what? Because 1 into 1 cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. So the value is, let us assume this as X. Okay, we are looking for X. We only need x, my dear students. Once I get the value of x, my job is over. Once I get the value of x, my job is over. Let us establish that fact. They are looking for volume of parallelepiped, UVW, which is volume ka square, which is this determinant. UVW is unit vector. Why? Because they are giving that UVW is belonging to this set S, which is actually containing unit vectors. They are right away giving. So that is first thing. This will become 1, 1, 1. And U dot W, U dot V. So the moment you square and equate these three things, so all the dot products will become equal. So let us assume this as X. So now the whole question is all about asking the value of X and not anything else. Asking the value of X, not anything else. Okay. So X. Now to get the value of X, it looks like only the value of X, but it is not that easy job, right? So we need to understand the whole visualization over here. So let me just come back to the question now. That we had a plane P, and which is at the distance 7 by 2 from this alpha comma beta comma gamma points, and we have understood that this is actually all these points alpha comma beta comma gamma are lying on the plane. So UVW, this equilateral triangle which we were talking about, is lying in this plane. Okay, and we are looking for what? X. Okay. So now to get X, we need to be very aware about the geometry involved over here. So if I talk about the origin, if this is your origin level, if this is your point 0, 0, 0, right? So can you just tell me the distance of this plane and the origin? Distance of the perpendicular distance of the plane and the origin. Can you just tell me this distance? Distance of the plane and the origin. So we can get this value by just applying the formula. What is the formula? Distance of the plane and the origin. So distance would be actually the moment you put 0, 0, 0 in this. So 16 upon square root of 3 plus 4 plus 9. So 16 by root 16 is going to give you 16 by 4. So 4 is the distance of this plane and the origin. So 4 is the distance. This is the 4. What about this? Then can I calculate this? Can I calculate this? So this value will be 4 minus 7 by 2, which is actually going to give me 4 2s are 8. So 1 by 2. Okay. So basically what is happening over here? So this was the only job of the plane. Now plane is gone. Just remove it because plane is not used anywhere else. Okay. Only the distance thing. Now we will only talk about this part, that origin is here. This is an equilateral triangle and which lies in a plane whose distance from origin is half. Clearly, let us just make another diagram. So what is happening? You are having an origin over here, 0, 0, 0, and you are actually having a plane over here. This is your plane, right? And in this plane, what is happening? An equilateral triangle ABC is there. Now, if I drop a perpendicular on this, like perpendicular distance from origin to this is going to give me half as the answer, right? This is half. Okay. So this is happening over here. This is half. This is A, B, C, and U vector, V vector, W vector, right? And also the AB length is equals to U minus V, right? Okay. Which is V minus W, AB, BC, CA all equal, right? Now we need to understand that what is happening over here is, so this is your ABC equilateral triangle, that is first thing. And now O is the origin, 0, 0, 0, and this perpendicular length, let us assume that this is OQ. So I am dropping a perpendicular OQ. OQ is actually half, okay? OQ is half OB. Now OB is what? OB is, this is V vector. So OB length, that is V vector length, is nothing but 1. So this is actually 1, okay? This is OQ, this is perpendicular. So this is perpendicular. This is actually coming out as perpendicular. This is your 1. So 1 is what? Hypotenuse is 1. This is half, and this is actually circumradius of that circle. So r square, if I apply Pythagoras theorem, circumradius of the circle, r square plus 1 by 4 is equals to 1. R is coming out as root 3 by 2. This is circumradius of the circle, my dear students. And if this is root 3 by 2, and this angle is of course 30 degree in an equilateral triangle. So if this is R, this will be what? R cos 30 degree, right? So your half of the side. So basically this is going to be R cos 30 degrees. So root 3 by 2 into root 3 by 2. So this is going to be 3 by 4, which is nothing but half of the side of the equilateral triangle. So if half of the side of the equilateral triangle is 3 by 4, that means the length of AC finally is coming out as 3 by 2, and we are done. AB is equals to AC is equals to BC. All three are equal, and that is actually 3 by 2. What we were looking for is u dot v. Now you just square. So u square plus v square minus 2 u dot v is equals to 9 by 4. And 1 plus 1 minus 2 u dot v is 9 by 4. So this is going to give me, okay, so 2 minus 9 by 4 is equals to 2 u dot v. So you are going to get 4 to 8. So minus 1 by 8. Correct? 1 plus 1 minus 2. So minus 1 by 8 is the value of u minus 1 by 8 is the value of u dot v is the value of x, and finally you have got the value of x. You are done. Value of x you have got over here, and now you can just go back and put the value of x, right? So v square is equals to 1 x x x 1 x x x 1. Let us just expand it. So volume will be equals to square root of, so 1 minus x square. Then we have minus x, x minus x square, plus x, and we are going to have x square minus 1. So this is going to give me 1 minus x square, so 1 minus 2x square, and so yes, 1 minus 2x square. So 1 minus 2x square. What about x cube? So you are going to get plus x cube, so plus 3x cube. So this is your it, and so 1 minus 2x square plus 3x cube is your answer. Now put the value of x. So 1 minus 2 by 64. So x, sorry, this is minus x, okay. So x cube and x cube is this, minus x square. So minus x square, and minus x square. So minus 3x square will be there, and this is 2x cube. Yes, minus 3x square minus 2x plus 2x cube, right? So after that, so once you put the value now, so you will do it, okay? Now you will calculate the answer, yes or no, okay? Let me just give you the final volume square. So this is going to be 1 minus x square, clear. Then minus x, we are going to have x minus x square, clear. Then plus x square minus plus x square minus x. Now expand 1 minus x square plus x cube minus x square. Okay, so we are going to get 3x cube plus 1 and minus x square, 3x cube hai kya? Nahi, sorry, 2x cube plus 1 minus 3x square. Yes, the 2x cube is there. Correct. So 3 by 64 plus 2 by x cube will be 64 into 6. 6 4s are 24. 64 into 6, sorry, 8. 8 4s are 32, 3. 8 6 are 48. 512, yes. So this is how your volume is going to be. Now you have to calculate the value of volume, and once you are done with that, you have to plug in the value over here and let me know your answer in the comment section. Okay. One student is asking, how did you get minus 1 by 8? Okay, let me just tell you one more time, how did I get x? Okay, so first of all, we understood that the equilateral triangle, right, whose vertices are u, v and w, is lying in a plane which is at half unit distance from the origin. Okay, all right, yes. And also this is an equilateral triangle, so AB, AC and BC are equal, right, which is nothing but u minus v. So this length we are not aware about. Only the magnitude of this vertex is 1, 1, 1. Okay, all right. So now what we know, let us just draw one more diagram over here. So what we can do is, from the origin on this equilateral triangle, we will drop a perpendicular, which the value of this perpendicular is going to be half, correct? Okay, and from the origin, if I join any of the side, let us join this side B. So OB is what? OB is nothing but OB vector is B minus 0 and B, the vertex of this is V vector. So OB, the length of OB is the magnitude of V vector, which is 1, because these three are unit vectors. In the beginning we have established this fact. So this OB length is also 1. Now if this is 1, this is OQ. OQ is obviously perpendicular on the equilateral triangle. This is perpendicular. So opposite to perpendicular, this is hypotenuse. And this will be the radius of the equilateral triangle, we can say. So this length is going to be, actually if I apply Pythagoras theorem, this is going to be root 3 by 2. And this angle will be 30 degree. Why? Because in equilateral triangle, this is 30 and this is also 30. So this is R. R is what? So this is root 3 by 2. So this is root 3 by 2 cos 30 degree. So root 3 by 2 cos 30 degree is what? 3 by 4. So this value is 3 by 4. This whole length BC is 3 by 2. So whole length BC, AB, AC is nothing but 3 by 2. Now you square and add. Sorry, now you just square it. Square both the sides. So u square plus v square minus 2 u dot v is equals to 9 by 4. This is 1, u dot v, and clearly 2 minus 9 by 4 is what? Minus of 8 by 4. 2 will be here. So u dot v is minus 1 by 8, and this u dot v only, right? You see, u dot v is nothing but x. U dot w is also x. All three values are x. So this is minus 1 by 8. So the value of x is minus 1 by 8. What you can do is, right away you can just put minus 1 by 8 over here and then calculate it. Or you can just get the value of volume in x, and then in the last you can put the value of x over here. So volume value will be with u. And now what you have to do is, you have to put the value of volume over here to get the final answer. So what was difficult in this question? Please understand. So the difficulty level was this geometry, the visualization, the understanding that okay, these three will lie in a plane. That is first thing. And the understanding that you have to introduce the origin, distance between origin and this plane, distance between origin and the given plane. And finally, by using this you have to decode the side of equilateral triangle eventually. Side of equilateral triangle is this. And once side of equilateral triangle is given, then the question will be a cakewalk for you. Okay, all right. So I agree that there was certain things in this question which was difficult. So yes, but again, you don't have to solve most difficult question in JEE Advanced. Nobody is giving you that award. Okay, what you have to do is, you have to identify the easy question. So you have seen, I have covered all the spectrum. Matrix type question was very easy question, and it will give you majority of the marks. It is not a 2 mark or 3 mark question. Okay, matrix type question will be a rewarding question, right? Single correct was also not very difficult. Okay, so yes, I'm gonna take next session, which is gonna be on matrices and determinants. Okay, and that is going to happen on Monday. So see you on Monday with JEE Advanced session. Bye bye.